Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're going deep into some fascinating spiritual teachings. The kind that uses like analogies of rain and clouds to illustrate some pretty profound concepts, about knowledge and spiritual growth. We've got some interesting excerpts to unpack.
Yeah, it's really remarkable, actually, the way these teachings draw parallels between those natural
Mm.
phenomena and spiritual concepts. It's not just about acquiring knowledge, but about absorbing it, letting it
Hmm.
transform you, and then sharing it.
Yeah. It's like they're saying that knowledge is like a life-giving force, like rain. It
Yes.
nourishes and revitalizes everything it touches. The source material even compares those who absorb and share spiritual knowledge to active clouds, showering rain and making everything lush and green.
Right. And conversely, those who hoard knowledge or don't let it inspire action are likened to lazy clouds. They
Yeah.
even use this really vivid image, stomach sticking to their backs, to illustrate that spiritual emptiness.
Wow. That's a pretty striking image. And it ties into this idea of becoming a subject or follower. If you're not actively engaging with knowledge, if you're not seeking knowledge and letting it guide your actions, you're more likely to just, drift along.
Yeah, absolutely. This raises a crucial question. What exactly is this knowledge that the source material places such high value on? The answer seems to lie in remembering the Father, who is described as the source of this transformative wisdom.
So it's not just about gathering information, but about connecting with a higher source of knowledge. And this remembering doesn't sound passive at all. It seems to require, conscious effort, a deliberate shift from identifying with the physical body to recognizing yourself as a soul, connected to something greater.
Absolutely. The source material really emphasizes that this remembrance involves a conscious choice to move from body consciousness to soul consciousness.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that there's a deeper reality beyond the physical world without denying the importance of the physical.
Now here's where things get even more intriguing. The source mentions a drama that unfolds, over time. It suggests that understanding this drama and that cyclical interplay of souls with the supreme soul can ultimately free us from sorrow. It even mentions attaining a deity kingdom. What do you make of that?
Hmm. It's almost like a cosmic play, with each soul playing a role. By understanding the nature of the drama and our place within it, we can potentially break free from the cycle of suffering. The deity kingdom sounds like a state of, elevated consciousness and fulfillment, a realm of lasting happiness.
The source material then brings up Sri Krishna, referred to as the ugly and the beautiful one. This seems to highlight the transformative potential of this spiritual knowledge. It's like a journey from impurity to purity, from worshiper to worthy of worship.
It's a powerful analogy for spiritual evolution. Think of, a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly. Sri Krishna's journey embodies this potential for growth and transformation that resides within each of us. Through this knowledge, we can shed our limitations and step into our true potential.
And to further illustrate this idea of spiritual growth, the source uses the image of Lakshmi and Narayan, representing prosperity and spiritual attainment. They're contrasted with Radhi and Sri Krishna, who seem to represent challenges and upheavals. It's almost like they're saying, wouldn't you prefer the Lakshmi and Narayan experience?
It's a compelling way to frame a choice, isn't it? Do we choose to remain entangled in drama and turmoil? Or do we strive for harmony and abundance? The source isn't necessarily judging either path, but highlighting the different outcomes they lead to. It invites us to consider what we truly desire.
So how do we reach this state of Lakshmi and Narayan, this state of harmony and spiritual abundance? The source material puts a lot of emphasis on selfless service, using our minds, bodies, and wealth to help others and contribute to establishing this deity kingdom. They even compare surrendering to the Father to winning the lottery.
Hmm. What I find fascinating is that surrendering is often seen as, a weakness. But here it's presented as the ultimate strength.
Hmm.
It's about aligning your will with a higher purpose
Yeah.
and finding joy in contributing to something greater than yourself.
Mhm.
It's about letting go of ego and control and trusting in a higher power.
It's like they're saying that true fulfillment comes from dedicating yourself to something beyond your own self-interest. And they repeatedly emphasize using everything we have for service. It's not just about personal spiritual practice. It's about engaging with the world and making a positive impact with our resources.
This concept of selfless service is truly central to these teachings. It's about shifting from a self-centered mindset to a perspective that prioritizes giving back and contributing to the well-being of others. The source material suggests that this shift in consciousness is a crucial step towards creating a more harmonious world.
They even introduced this powerful analogy of the father being an eternal surgeon who gives us an injection of manmanapav. It's definitely one of the more intriguing concepts we've come across. What are your thoughts on manapav?
Manmanapav is a term that's not explicitly defined, but the context provides some clues. Perhaps Manabhav represents the seed of divine consciousness implanted within us by the eternal surgeon, prompting the shift from body to soul awareness. It seems to be the catalyst for this transformative process.
It's like this injection of manmanapav is the medicine we need to, to heal the spiritual disconnect we've been experiencing. And speaking of needing answers, the source tells us to look to the life of Brahma as an example, or computer, to find solutions to our spiritual questions. What do you make of Brahma being presented as a computer?
In many spiritual traditions, Brahma is associated with creation. Perhaps this analogy suggests that by studying the process of creation, we can gain insights into our own spiritual journey and find answers to life's big questions. It's like Brahma's life is a blueprint for, spiritual evolution, offering valuable lessons and guidance.
It's like we're being encouraged to shift from a state of why to a state of aha. By studying the example of Brahma and internalizing the wisdom embedded in his story. And it's not just about personal understanding either. The source concludes with a powerful call to action, urging us to become messengers of peace by spreading something called sakash. This sakash concept is a bit mysterious. What do you think it could be?
Akash is an intriguing term. It's not fully explained. Perhaps it's a form of positive energy, a radiant light of awareness, or even wisdom itself. Regardless of its exact nature, the message is clear. We have a responsibility to share what we've learned and contribute to creating a more peaceful and empowered world. It's about recognizing our interconnectedness and understanding that our actions, ripple outward, impacting the world around us.
It's not enough to simply possess knowledge. We're being called to actively share it and help others benefit from it. We're not just passive recipients. We're active participants in shaping a more enlightened and harmonious world. This concept of sharing Sakash is a powerful one, and we'll definitely revisit it later. But before we do, I'm curious to hear more about this Manmanapav concept. The source material mentions it in the context of using our wealth for service, and even shares an anecdote about someone giving away everything after connecting with Allah. It's a powerful story.
That anecdote is a testament to the transformative power of this knowledge. It suggests that when we truly connect with this higher source, material possessions lose their grip on us. It's about finding true wealth and spiritual understanding and connection. And it seems like Manmanapav could be a key to unlocking this transformation.
It sounds like Manabhabhav plays a central role in this shift from material attachment to spiritual liberation. And the source material continues to emphasize this idea of complete surrender, dedicating everything we have to this higher purpose. What do you think about the challenges and rewards of such surrender? How does one balance this with the need for individual action in the world?
That's an insightful question. The concept of surrender is often misunderstood. It's not about passivity or giving up personal agency. True surrender involves aligning our will with a higher purpose, allowing ourselves to be guided by a wisdom beyond our limited understanding. It's about trusting in the process and recognizing that even in surrender, we retain the ability to act in alignment with this higher purpose.
So it's about finding that delicate balance between surrender and action, allowing ourselves to be guided while also actively participating in co-creating, a more harmonious world. The source mentions those who surrendered everything were well taken care of. It's almost like they're saying, trust in the process and you won't be left wanting. It requires a leap of faith, but it seems like the source material suggests it's a leap worth taking.
Indeed, it's a journey that requires trust and courage. But the potential rewards, both individual and collective, seem immeasurable.
The source then introduces the imagery of Shiv Baba's chariot and the idea of becoming beautiful. Can you elaborate on the significance of Shiv Baba's chariot? And is this beauty referring to external appearances, or is it something deeper?
Shiv Baba is often associated with the supreme being in certain spiritual traditions. The chariot could symbolize the vehicle for spiritual transformation, carrying us towards this state of elevated consciousness and divine connection. And the emphasis on beauty likely points to an inner transformation, the cultivation of spiritual qualities like purity, love, and compassion.
So it's not about superficial appearances, but about cultivating inner beauty, the radiance that emanates from a soul aligned with, truth and goodness. The source even mentions sacrificing ourselves to this higher power. What do you think this sacrifice entails? Is it about literal self-harm, or is there a more nuanced meaning?
I don't believe this sacrifice is about physical harm. It likely refers to the surrender of ego or limited sense of self in service to something greater. It's about choosing to dedicate our lives to a higher purpose, to let go of self-centered desires and embrace a path of love, compassion, and service.
It's about transcending the confines of the ego and embracing a more expansive, interconnected sense of self. And the source mentions that this knowledge leads to becoming virtuous and 16 celestial degrees full of virtues.
Hmm.
What is the significance of being 16 celestial degrees full of virtues? Is there a particular meaning attached to the number 16 in this context?
In various spiritual traditions, the number 16 often represents completion or wholeness. In this context, it might suggest that by embracing this knowledge and living in accordance with its principles, we can achieve a state of spiritual fullness, embodying a complete spectrum of virtues. It's like we're leveling up, becoming the best versions of ourselves.
It's like we're unlocking our full potential, integrating these virtues into the very fabric of our being. And the source material emphasizes that this knowledge should stay in our intellects, suggesting that it's not just about, blind faith, it's about understanding and internalizing these teachings.
It's about integrating this knowledge into our lives and letting it guide our thoughts, words, and actions. It's about living this wisdom, not just reciting it. And they highlight the importance of using our minds, bodies, and wealth for service, but there's a caveat. They specifically state that you can't use the money of Shudras. This is where some cultural context might be helpful for our listeners. Can you clarify the meaning of Shudra and shed some light on the significance of this statement? Shudra traditionally refers to a specific social class in the Indian caste system. While the caste system is a complex and often controversial topic, this statement could be interpreted as a call for self-reliance and integrity in our spiritual practice. It's about ensuring that our contributions come from a place of genuine generosity, not from exploiting or taking advantage of others.
So it's about walking the walk, not just talking the talk. It's about ensuring that our actions are aligned with our values and that we're not compromising our integrity in the pursuit of spiritual growth.
The source then mentions Brahmins keeping this yagya going with their own earnings. Can you unpack these terms for us? What is the significance of Brahmins in yagya in this context?
Brahmin often refers to a priestly or spiritual class in the Indian caste system. Yaga is a ritualistic fire ceremony, often performed for purification and spiritual upliftment. In this context, these terms could be interpreted metaphorically. The Brahmins might represent those dedicated to the spiritual path, and the yaga could symbolize the continuous effort required to maintain and spread this knowledge. It's like we're all part of this sacred fire, keeping it burning bright through our collective dedication and effort. It's a beautiful image. We're all contributing to this collective spiritual endeavor, each playing our part in keeping this flame of wisdom alive. And the source again emphasizes surrendering minds, bodies, and wealth for service, suggesting that our status is determined by the depth of our surrender. It's interesting how they frame surrender as an active choice that leads to elevation. It's not about passively giving in, but about consciously dedicating ourselves to a higher purpose.
Precisely. Surrender in this context is an act of empowerment. It's about aligning our will with the divine will, choosing to be guided by a wisdom that transcends our limited understanding. It's about letting go of the illusion of control and embracing the transformative power of surrender.
The source then mentions Baba sowing seeds and becoming Narayan. Could you explain the significance of Baba and Narayan in this context? Is this a literal story, or is it a metaphor for something deeper?
Baba is often a term of endearment for a spiritual teacher, and Narayan is a name for Vishnu, a major deity in Hinduism. This could be a metaphorical representation of the process of spiritual growth. The seeds represent our efforts, our dedication to this path of knowledge and service, and Narayan symbolizes the state of divine realization that we can attain through this practice. It's about planting those seeds of service and watching them blossom into something truly divine.
It's a beautiful analogy. And the source then speaks of Shiv Baba's chariot making the whole world into heaven. It's a powerful image of transformation, suggesting that through this knowledge and practice, we can contribute to creating a more harmonious and fulfilling world for everyone. It's like we're all on this chariot together, heading towards a brighter future.
It's a vision of collective upliftment, a world transformed by the power of this knowledge and the dedication of those who embrace it. It's a reminder that we're not just working on our individual spiritual growth, but contributing to the evolution of consciousness itself.
That's inspiring. But the source also acknowledges that this journey isn't always smooth sailing. They mention doctors and barristers having points and that souls have become impure. What do you think this means? What are these points and how do they relate to the impurity of souls?
The reference to doctors and barristers suggests that just as in those professions, there are specific points of knowledge or techniques that are essential to mastering this spiritual path. These points could represent key principles, practices, or insights that help us navigate the complexities of life and stay aligned with our spiritual goals. And the mention of souls becoming impure acknowledges that staying true to these teachings could be, challenging. In a world filled with distractions and temptations, we're all susceptible to those influences, and these points can act as guideposts, helping us stay on course.
It's like we need those points to navigate the complexities of life and stay on the path to spiritual healing. They provide a framework for understanding and navigating this spiritual journey. And the source seems to emphasize that this is an ongoing process. We're not going to achieve perfect purity, overnight. There will be setbacks and challenges along the way.
Exactly. It's a journey, not a destination.
Yeah.
And the source material encourages us to embrace this journey with patience, perseverance, and a willingness to learn and grow from our experiences.
It's about staying committed to the path, even when faced with obstacles. And the source material doesn't let us forget about the importance of action. They mention that you can't remain for even a second without performing an act. What are your thoughts on this statement? Is it about constant physical activity, or is there a deeper meaning?
It's a powerful reminder that we're constantly creating our reality through our thoughts, words, and actions. Even inaction is a choice that has consequences. We're always engaged in some form of action, whether consciously or unconsciously. And this teaching encourages us to become more mindful of the choices we're making in each moment, recognizing that even the smallest actions can have ripple effects.
So it's about cultivating awareness both of our actions and their potential consequences. We're being called to step into a more conscious and intentional way of being. The source then brings up hatha yogis exercising breath control and staying in caves, but ultimately having to act. What do you make of this comparison? How do you see the interplay between contemplative practices and active engagement with the world?
Hatha yoga is a physical practice that often involves breath control and meditation. It's a valuable path for cultivating inner peace and self-awareness. But this comparison suggests that even those engaged in deep contemplative practices are not exempt from the responsibility to engage with the world and use their insights to make a positive impact. True spiritual growth encompasses both inner cultivation and outer expression. It's about bringing that inner peace and wisdom into the world and letting it, shine through our actions.
It's about integrating those contemplative practices with our daily lives, allowing our inner transformation to ripple outward and create positive change in the world. The source then shifts focus to the importance of purity, stating that it all started with one religion and one kingdom in the Golden Age. What do you make of this statement? Is it advocating for a specific religion or kingdom?
I don't believe it's about endorsing a specific religion or political system. It's likely describing a mythical golden age, a time of unity and harmony when humanity was aligned with a shared spiritual understanding. It's about highlighting the potential for a world where these principles of purity, unity, and spiritual alignment are at the forefront.
It sounds like they're pointing towards a state of collective consciousness where we're all connected by a shared understanding of our spiritual essence and interconnectedness. And they suggest that this deity kingdom is being established, once again, hinting at a cyclical renewal and the possibility of creating a world where these spiritual principles are once again at the forefront.
It's a message of hope and possibility, suggesting that we have the opportunity to reclaim that golden age and bring those ideals of unity, purity, and spiritual alignment back into reality.
It's a powerful reminder that we're not just passive observers of history, but active participants in shaping the future. And the source material encourages us to become active participants in this transformation, urging us to come up with slogans to awaken people and inspire them to claim their fortune of the deity kingdom. This is a call to action, inviting us to share this knowledge and help others reconnect with their spiritual potential.
It's about being ambassadors for this higher way of living and inviting others to join us on this path of transformation. It's about recognizing the potential within each individual to awaken to their spiritual essence and contribute to the creation of a more harmonious and fulfilling world. It's about recognizing the potential within each individual to awaken to their spiritual essence and contribute to the creation of a more harmonious and fulfilling world.
This call to action is incredibly powerful, and I think it's the perfect segue into exploring how we can become those, messengers of peace and effectively share this transformative knowledge with the world. What are your thoughts on this? How can we embody this call to action in our daily lives and inspire others to embrace these teachings?
That's a wonderful question, and I think it gets to the heart of why these teachings are so relevant. It's not just about personal enlightenment. It's about contributing to a collective awakening. And the source material offers some intriguing suggestions on how we can become those messengers of peace. One of the key points they emphasize is the importance of embodying the teachings ourselves. We can't effectively share what we haven't integrated into our own lives. It's about walking the walk, not just talking the talk.
So it's about authenticity, about living these principles in a way that's genuine and inspiring to others. It's about letting our actions speak louder than words.
Exactly. People are more likely to be drawn to the teachings if they see them reflected in our behavior. It's about radiating the peace, love, and joy that we've cultivated through our spiritual practice. The source material also emphasizes the importance of sharing this knowledge in a way that's accessible and relatable. They encourage us to use clear language, avoid jargon, and find ways to connect these teachings to people's everyday lives.
It's about meeting people where they are, speaking their language, and finding ways to make these, ancient teachings relevant to the challenges and aspirations of the modern world. It's about bridging that gap between the spiritual and the practical.
Precisely. The source material even suggests using creative means like stories, metaphors, and analogies to convey these teachings. They encourage us to tap into our creativity and find ways to, engage people's hearts and minds.
It's about making these teachings come alive, making them resonate on an emotional and intuitive level. It's about sparking that inner flame of curiosity and inspiration within others. And the source material places a lot of emphasis on the power of positive energy, the sakash that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
They suggest that by radiating this positive energy, we can create a ripple effect that uplifts and inspires those around us.
It's about recognizing that we're all interconnected and our thoughts, words, and actions have a powerful impact on the collective consciousness. By cultivating positivity within ourselves and radiating that outward, we can contribute to creating a more harmonious and uplifting environment for everyone.
It's like we're each a tiny spark of light, and by shining brightly, we can illuminate the world and inspire others to do the same. It's a beautiful vision of collective empowerment.
It is. And the source material reminds us that this is an ongoing process. It's not about achieving some perfect state of enlightenment and then, passively radiating positivity. It's about actively engaging in this work of transformation, both within ourselves and in the world around us.
It's about staying committed to our spiritual practices, cultivating positivity and compassion, and finding creative ways to share this knowledge with others. It's about embracing the journey of awakening, both individually and collectively.
And it's about remembering that even small acts of kindness and service can have a profound impact. It's about bringing these teachings into our daily interactions, treating others with respect, offering a helping hand, and radiating that inner light that we've cultivated through our practice.
It's about making every interaction an opportunity to spread love, compassion, and wisdom. It's about being the change we want to see in the world, one interaction at a time. It's about making every interaction an opportunity to spread love, compassion, and wisdom. It's about being the change we want to see in the world, one interaction at a time. And the source material also encourages us to, find ways to amplify our impact, to create a ripple effect that extends beyond our immediate circle. They talk about inspiring others to claim their fortune of the deity kingdom and suggest coming up with slogans or messages that awaken people to their spiritual potential.
Yeah, it's about being, creative and resourceful and finding ways to share these teachings. It could involve, starting a blog or sharing inspiring quotes on social media or organizing workshops or study groups. It's about tapping into our unique talents and resources to find what resonates with us and allows us to, effectively share this knowledge with others.
It's about being those spiritual entrepreneurs, as we talked about earlier, spreading the word and empowering others to invest in their own spiritual growth. It's about creating a movement, a collective wave of awakening that transforms our world from the inside out. And speaking of transformation, the source material reminds us that this journey isn't about achieving some static state of perfection. They talk about constantly performing acts, even comparing spiritual growth to the ongoing work of doctors and barristers.
Right. That's a powerful reminder that this path is a dynamic process,
Yeah.
not a destination. Just like in those professions, there's always more to learn, more to refine, and more to contribute. It's about embracing this journey with a spirit of continuous learning and growth.
It's about recognizing that we're all, works in progress, constantly evolving and refining our understanding. And this journey requires effort. The source material mentions hatha yogis practicing breath control in caves, but ultimately having to engage with the world. What are your thoughts on this? How do we balance those, inner contemplative practices with active engagement in the world?
It's a beautiful analogy that highlights the importance of integration. Contemplative practices like meditation and breath work are essential for cultivating inner peace, clarity, and connection with our spiritual essence. But the true test of our spiritual growth lies in how we bring those qualities into our interactions with the world. It's about finding that balance between inner stillness and outer action, allowing our spiritual practice to inform and guide our engagement with the world.
So it's not about escaping from the world, but about transforming it from within, bringing those qualities of love, compassion, and wisdom into our everyday interactions. It's about being in the world, but not of it, holding on to our spiritual center while actively engaging in creating a more harmonious and fulfilling reality. And speaking of creating a more harmonious reality, the source material returns to the concept of purity, emphasizing the importance of aligning with this higher knowledge and purpose. They even mention the establishment of a deity kingdom, a time of unity and harmony where these spiritual principles are at the forefront.
It's a powerful vision of a world transformed by the power of spiritual awareness. It's not about imposing any particular belief system, but about fostering a collective awakening to our shared humanity and interconnectedness. It's about creating a world where love, compassion, and wisdom guide our actions and shape our societies.
It's a world where we recognize our inherent worth and interconnectedness, treating each other with respect, and working together to create a more just and compassionate world. It's a beautiful vision. And I think this concept of Sakash that we've been discussing plays a crucial role in realizing this vision. The source material describes Sakash as a positive energy or light that can uplift and inspire others. How can we cultivate and share this Sakash in a way that contributes to creating this more harmonious world?
Cultivating Sakash begins with our own inner work. It's about nurturing those qualities of love, compassion, kindness, and joy within ourselves through practices like meditation, mindfulness, and acts of service. We can cultivate a radiant inner light that naturally emanates outward. And as we radiate this Sakash, it has a transformative effect on those around us.
It's like we're each a beacon radiating this positive energy outward and creating a ripple effect that spreads throughout our communities and the world. It's a powerful reminder that even small acts of kindness and positivity can have a profound impact.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing that we're all interconnected.
Yeah.
And that our thoughts, words, and actions have a ripple effect that extends far beyond our immediate circle. By choosing to embody those qualities of love, compassion, and wisdom, we become catalysts for positive change.
This has been an incredibly inspiring deep dive full of profound insights and practical guidance on how to, live a more fulfilling and purposeful life.
Yeah.
From the transformative power of Manamanapev to the importance of selfless service and radiating Sakash, these teachings offer a roadmap for spiritual growth and a vision of a world transformed by love and wisdom.
It's been a joy exploring these teachings with you, and I hope our listeners feel inspired to, you know, delve deeper into these concepts, to embrace the journey of awakening, and to find ways to share their own unique light with the world.
What image or concept from today's deep dive are you still pondering? We'd love to hear your thoughts. And until next time, keep seeking, keep questioning, and keep diving deep into the knowledge that truly nourishes the soul.